I am Terry Tinsley, Vice President for Residential Services.
Dr. Tinsley, we're going to talk about your background and some of the things you're responsible for here in a moment, but in a general sense, what makes YFT special?
That we're a place that creates a healing environment that we call home. And kids have come to us from around our area, around the state, and around the country and world that their homes often have been anything but safe and healing. And so we try to create an environment that gives them what they often did not receive, is a place to restore, a place to grow, a place to heal, and a place to thrive so that they can move beyond that trauma and have the opportunity to live as adults in a different kind of way.
What's your view on the expansion that has happened since you came here a few decades ago? This campus looks very different from when you first stepped foot on the campus.
Youth for Tomorrow has transformed significantly. When I first arrived, I was actually the first full-time clinician at Youth for Tomorrow. We had 8 boys in 1997, and just our original home, which we now call the Hazel House, and education was in trailers, which if you had to be careful where you stepped, you'd go in a hole. And we have grown to what we see today, and which is beyond a blessing of how the Lord has just entrusted us and blessed us with this growth to able to serve more kids.
How have your challenges changed in what you do as time has passed? I mean, kids are still kids. The world has changed. What are your views on things that you can reflect on that have made your job either harder or easier?
I mean, hurt is hurt is hurt. A hurt looks the same. The intensities are different. I think the problems and the things that are impacting kids and families today continues to evolve. And unfortunately, the evolution, if you will, of that is not good. We've seen more trauma on families. We've seen more trauma on individuals. And sometimes you're just stunned, if not hurt, by a new story that you hear. How could this happen to this child? And they come into our care. And often they do not want to be here. They don't desire this type of intervention. And so we love often somebody that does not want to be loved. We give to somebody that doesn't want to receive. And that's an extension of what the Lord has called us to do, to be people of healing.
Give us a quick look at your resume and ultimately what brought you here to Youth for Tomorrow.
Well, I've been in mental health work since college, and then took a 2-year hiatus, went on the mission field, International Mission Board, was in Mali, West Africa, met my wife, she was in Russia, and I longed to work in inner city missions. Sent numerous letters when I was living in Africa. Only one person responded, and so I didn't get a job in that. And there was an article in a magazine called Christian American about a guy by the name of Coach Gibbs and this place that he had. So I wrote a letter and got a call a few days before Christmas in 1996. Thus is the rest of the story. But what's interesting to that is that the first kid that I ever met that came after I arrived walked up to our original boys' home in handcuffs and shackles from the inner city of Washington, D.C. So I thought the Lord was going to take me to them, and He brought them to me.
Incredible story. As a spiritual man, and the values that are taught here at Youth for Tomorrow, how do you expose or try to reveal the godly principles to some of the students who might not be willing or might be willing but just don't know how to go about it?
You know, Jesus went places where He was not supposed to go, according to the people of the time. He loved the unlovable. He connected with the people He wasn't supposed to connect with. It was not the culture of the day. And He did that because He represented His Father and who His Father was. And that's who we are today. We're representing the Father through Jesus Christ and sending love and sending messages of healing and restoration to anybody we come in contact through Youth for Tomorrow. So that is who we are, and that comes in different forms, whether it's counseling, whether it's residential care, whether it's working in the kitchen. We're supposed to be and should be an extension of His heart, His love, His voice, His compassion, His restoration.
Well Said. We've had several alumni mention how important you've been in their lives, both while they were here and after they left. How does that make you feel? Well, you've got a lot of folks out there who still lean on you for support over the years.
Well, that's encouraging. I mean, I hope that people see Christ. I grew up with three fathers, and so a lot of kids come to you for tomorrow having a dysfunctional family situation. Some do, and not having an intact family like I didn't much of the time. And so I desire to allow the Lord to live His life through me and continue to support, encourage, however He desires. So that's encouraging to hear, but I hope it's Christ and not me.
The staff here has been praised universally, and you're in a position of decision making here at the youth home. How have you seen the staff evolve, and how important is your staff? Because you touch a lot of kids, you can't do it all yourself.
Essential. I mean, and Jesus didn't do it by Himself. He called some men to walk alongside of Him, and that's exactly what we, through the leader of Dr. Jones, have called men and women to come and support and serve alongside of him and the rest of us in leadership. Because this is not about one of us, it's about many of us, and working as a team, as a unit, and representing what Jesus did.
What are some of the challenges facing the youth home in the future?
Culture has changed. God's Word hasn't. And that is often a challenge of how to remain principled, how to remain consistent with who we are as Jesus followers and obeyers of God's Word. Our culture is moving away from that in so many ways, and that's hard, but it does not change our mission. And I am proud and pleased that to be an organization that stands up for Him, that stands up for righteousness, that stands up for His Word, that we will not defer, we will not walk away from that in any form. And I hope because of that, we will be a light where other programs and places may succumb, may fall. As long as we're walking in righteousness and honoring God's Word, I believe He will absolutely honor us, and we will shine and continue to shine and be a lighthouse.
You are a very consistent individual, there's no doubt about that, in how you serve. What's a good day like for Dr. Tinsley? At the end of a day, a given day, how would you gauge if you had a good day that day?
That staff believe and feel that they have had a good day, that they have made an impact, that they walk away seeing the Lord using them. I mean, at this point in my time here, it's really that the staff see that they're making an impact and that they're continuing to grow, because this is a hard ministry to serve in. And the rewards may not be evidenced in front of you. They may be evidenced way down the road.